ever felt like you just needed a nudge to go in the right direction, to get to where you really want to be? Well, today I'm going to tell you how a common housefly helps change the behaviour of men in men's toilets. Want to know why? Stay tuned. Hi, I'm Serena Simmons and welcome to 8 Model Psychology. So as you know, if you've been here with us at 8 for any length of time, we're essentially here to help you achieve success and positivity in any area of your life that you feel you want to make a change in. And we particularly focus on your career and basically doing something that you truly love for a living. Now, how we ultimately help you make those changes is by digging deep into your individual psychology. Why do I do what I do? What are the benefits from continuing on this path? We look at the people that you keep in your life, we look at your belief systems, we look at your connection and your purpose. But one of the things that we also look at to help you make those changes is we look at your habits. Your habits are so important when it comes to behaviour change that we spend an entire module breaking down your habits, your habit structures, looking at any maladaptive patterns that might come up in those habits, and basically we look at swapping them for new ones, for positive ones, for habits that will truly get you to where you want to be. But for today, I wanted to take a little bit out of what we look at when we look at habits, and that is nudge theory. Now, nudge theory is one way to look at habit change and habit formation, which ultimately results in a behaviour change. Now, when you look at nudge theory, if you were to go and Google this yourself, a really strange case study comes up. It's the one that's commonly used to describe what nudge theory is all about, and it goes a little something like this. If you've ever lived with a man before, maybe it was your dad or your brother or your partner or spouse, then you might know that a lot of men have trouble peeing into the toilet. Let's get real here, shall we, for a moment. Now, Amsterdam Airport in Amsterdam had this same problem in their toilets in the airport. And what they decided to do to help men aim into the toilet, don't even get me started on how ridiculous this is that people can't do that, but I digress. What they did was they painted a little housefly right in the centre of the urinal to help men aim. And you know what? Because of this one tiny change, there was less mess. They created a game. The aiming was the name of the game. Let's just actually get serious here for a second. Now, all jokes aside, it sounds like a really silly thing that someone put a little fly picture on a urinal and it stopped this problem occurring. But what's really interesting is this was a tiny little nudge in the direction of behaviour change that people wanted them to go. Let's take a less crude example. If you want people to eat healthier, instead of maybe putting sweets and chocolates at the checkout or counter, research has shown that if you place healthy snacks there, that people are more inclined to purchase those instead. They've swapped the bad behaviour, so the horrible bad for you snacks, for a healthier option. It's a tiny nudge. It works because you're not trying to overly change someone's behaviour from the ground up. What you're doing is you're making a tiny behavioural change, a tiny cue to cue someone to do something differently. What tiny nudges can you make? It might be, for example, that you're on a diet and you're trying to change what you eat. Now, you might know that if for you have chocolates in your cupboards and sweets and ice cream in your fridge, that even though you're on a diet and you're trying to eat healthily or eat clean, that if those things are there and you know they're there in the cupboard, that you may well succumb and you might eat the chocolate. Therefore, a tiny nudge in this case would be to take the chocolate away, so basically remove all of this stuff out of your cupboards and only put healthy snacks in there. What this means is you're not relying on your willpower, and as you know at 8, I don't think there's any such thing as willpower really. You're not just relying on you to make the right cognitive choices at that time to do what you think you really want to do. And that's what this nudge theory is all about. It's about not relying on what you believe your good intention is, but to formulate little cues in your environment to push you in the direction that you truly want to go. Now, this is powerful stuff. So although these are small changes, they're not to be taken lightly. In fact, in 2010 here in the UK, it was deemed so important and interesting that there was a formation of the British Behavioural Insights Team, commonly known as the Nudge Unit. David Cameron and Barack Obama also were known to employ nudge theorists and nudge experts to help them with their policies during their terms. In other words, it's used everywhere to help cue and change people's behaviour. Obviously, there are criticisms of this model as well, but I just want to leave this idea of nudging with you. What small changes can you make in your life? What nudges can you implement in your environment that are going to push you and help you get to where you want to be? I hope that you found today useful. And remember, if you do like what you've seen today, please click on the link below to subscribe, and that way you'll get this in your inbox every single week. Bye!